You have a bad memory, which is stopping you from taking action. Not because you're forgetful, not because you're getting old, not because you spend hours a day doom scrolling social media, but because your subconscious mind only remembers bad things. And it's this amazing little quirk of the subconscious mind that's called the negativity bias. It's built to keep you safe, which it does, except when it doesn't. And so today we're going to continue our Transformational Fundamentals series. And this week we are talking about the negativity bias. When you understand the negativity bias, it will make it so much easier for you to take consistent action to create the authentic life that you want. This is Gene Montrestille, and welcome to the Tapping Q&A podcast recorded live to tape from Williamsburg in Brooklyn. This is episode 566, originally aired July 5th, 2023. Welcome everyone to part 4 of our Transformational Healing series, wherever you are and whatever time of day you get a chance to listen to this. Thanks for spending some time with me today. Today we're going to be talking about the negativity bias and why it exists in the subconscious mind, why it is important for us to have, and most importantly, what we can do about it so that it doesn't consistently get in our way. As we navigate the conversation today, as we unpack the subconscious mind, as we see the ways that we can actually transform it, what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about and we're going to be using a tool called tapping. Tapping is a very powerful tool that I use all of the time. I use with my clients, and it is a proven tool to be able to go in and transform the stories that are living in your subconscious mind. If you are new to tapping, what I'd encourage you to do is just follow the little red arrow in the upper right-hand corner, click on the link, go to learn2tap.com. There's a short little instructional video that will teach you how to use tapping and most importantly, how to integrate it into your life every single day so that when we get to the tapping in this video, you'll know exactly what's going on. In our exploration of the negativity bias, we're actually going to do 3 things. First, we're going to talk about what the negativity bias is. Secondly, what we're going to do is we're going to look at how it can be problematic. And then finally, we're going to show you some really simple tapping in order to clear it out of the way so you can more consistently take action. So the negativity bias itself exists as a way of keeping us safe. Basically what happens is, as we navigate the world, when something bad happens, when it's unexpected, when it's overwhelming, when it creates an outcome that we don't want, that is going to be remembered by the subconscious mind. And again, this is a really good thing because if I'm in a situation where I see the stove is glowing red hot, and I accidentally bump into it and it hurts me, I have now learned the information that when I navigate the world and I see something glowing in red, I should stay away from it because it could be dangerous. And so this is really, really great. So basically what the subconscious mind is doing is as we go through the world, it's learning so that we can avoid danger in the future. And so this sounds great, except when it's not. And so that gets us to part 2, why the negativity bias is a problem. So the negativity bias is a problem because it isn't that it's just remembering the things that go wrong, but what it's doing is it's giving extra weight to the things that go wrong, which cause us to not see things clearly. I'll give you a perfect example. As of the recording of this, I have lived in this apartment for 10 years. And in New York real estate parlance, we call this a 6th floor walk-up, which is just a New Yorker way of saying that I live on the 6th floor and there is no elevator, therefore I have to walk up the stairs every single time I come home, which means that every single time I leave this apartment, there are 78 stairs waiting for me on the return. And so over the course of the last 10 years, I have walked up and down those stairs thousands and thousands of times. I've even done it twice today. And as I think back to the 2 times that I walked up and down the stairs today, and the only reason I know I did it twice is because once I went to the coffee shop and once I went to get mail, I have absolutely no recollection of walking up and down those stairs. Like, there's nothing in my head about those things. I can remember being in the coffee shop. I can remember talking to the people as I was picking up a package. I can remember walking around the neighborhood a little bit as I saw some new things. But because I've walked up and down the stairs thousands of times and there was absolutely nothing remarkable about me walking up and down the stairs today, it doesn't register. I don't remember it because my subconscious mind has decided walking up and down the stairs successfully is not a useful memory because we do it all the time. Now, in those 10 years, there are 3 times in which I have tripped and fallen while walking up those stairs. And I can tell you very, very clearly where I was in the building each one of those times, who saw me fall each one of those times, and on one of those occasions, the exact shape of the puddle of milk on the stairwell from where my jug of milk exploded when it hit the marble as I dropped it. Now, because I have so many experiences of walking up and down the stairs, those 3 times are not overwhelming. So I don't fear the stairs. But as I think about walking up my stairs, it's my most prominent memory. Now, when we're in a circumstance where we are doing things significantly less frequently than multiple times a day and hundreds of times a month, but it's something that's only happening occasionally, then we're going to be in a circumstance that when it went wrong, it is going to create this weight to that going wrong. And so if I'm in a circumstance where I'm only remembering the things that go wrong at work, in building my relationships and taking care of my health and growing my business and trying to keep change in my life, if the only thing I remember or the primary thing my subconscious mind remembers is all of those times it went wrong, then I'm going to be hesitant because I don't want to step into something that's dangerous. I don't want to step into something that's going to go wrong. And so even though consciously I am able to go, it only happened that one time, or I am more prepared, or I understand what I'm doing in this case, so it's going to be easier, subconscious mind doesn't remember any of that. And it's always super important for us to remember that the way we engage in the world and the way we interact and take action is we don't start thinking with our conscious mind. We actually think from the brainstem up, from the unconscious mind through the subconscious mind to the conscious mind. And as we talked about 2 weeks ago in this series, fear always wins, which lives in the subconscious mind. And that's what resistance is. Resistance is just fear and anxiety that things are going to go wrong. So it wants to keep us away from that. So if I am filtering things in such a way where I'm about to take an action, I'm thinking from the back of my brain going forward, and I get to the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind, because of its negativity bias, remembers the time it went wrong, then it's going to prevent me from taking action because it doesn't want me to go wrong again. It's going to start magically and beautifully creating these amazing resistances for me doing the thing that I want to do. So, part 1, it is fabulous that we are learning from the things that go wrong. Part 2, that makes it really, really difficult when we're trying to take action and we're giving a disproportionate sense that negativity biased. So that brings us to the last part. What do we do? How do we transform that once we realize what is going on? And that's one of the reasons why I love tapping so much, is in a talk therapy scenario, or me talking to a friend, or me talking to myself, saying out loud something that is true, my conscious mind recognizes, but my subconscious mind does not. It doesn't engage. It doesn't sink in. The subconscious mind goes, yeah, that's an exception. That's no big deal. But when we're tapping, we actually have the opportunity to transform those beliefs in the subconscious mind. So I want you to tap along with me. I want you to think of a little piece of resistance, or just resisting taking action in general, because it's going to work on that basic level. But if there's a specific action you want to take that's holding you back, especially one that you've taken before that you didn't go as well as you'd like, I want you to think of that action. Take a nice big deep breath. And just move from tapping point to tapping point, repeating after me, just saying the phrase I say out loud after I do. I recognize the fact in the past, this did not go perfectly. Something went wrong. Either I made a mistake, or there was something out of my control. And so my subconscious mind is remembering this to keep me safe. It's pointing out what went wrong so I don't fall into the same problem again. The problem is my subconscious mind is overfunctioning. The problem is my subconscious mind is working way too hard. I give myself permission to recognize. I can remember what happened in the past and learn from it. I can remember what happened in the past and act in a new way. I can remember what happened in the past and recognize how the context is different today. I can move forward, taking these actions without being thoughtless, without being careless. I can remember the past without having the past define my actions today. Nice deep breath. And I want you to tune back into that memory, tune back into taking the action that you want to take. And as I do that, I just notice there's a little more space, there's a little more ease. My whole body is relaxed so that when I get done with this recording, it's going to be super easy for me to do that thing. And so that's just the most basic level. You can actually bring in the specifics of the memory, bring in the differences that are there, bring in the things that you have learned that you're acting in a new way as you tap. But what this is going to do is it's going to honor and hear what the subconscious mind is saying, but doing it in such a way that it's not defining the actions that we are taking, and it's not making us hide from the world just because something bad happened in the past. It's good we recognize that, it's good we learn from it, but we don't want to be defined by it. So that is the negativity bias. That is why it is there, and that is how we can use to understand it. Again, each one of these things that we are talking about, you can see how they build on each other, and when we understand them, how it makes it so much easier for us to create transformation. If you are new to all of this, on the screen right now, you will see a little link where you can click on the Transformational Fundamentals series. I have a little playlist where all the videos are there together, so you can watch one after another, which is really a masterclass in transformation. For Tapping Q&A, this is Gene Montrestelli. Until next time, I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.